But then, a great time. So under the banner of Marriage Week, what you can do is you can do all sorts of fun things. You could get a speaker along and give everybody a pudding and a glass of champagne, and just get a speaker to talk for 15 minutes about the love languages or something like that. Easy for people. Get access points for people, because it's back to the story of the lady in the prison. And when I started my talk, the meat and potatoes that we're so familiar with, for people who are unchurched, it's like fresh air. They've never heard anything like this. And even people in church, a lot of them haven't heard anything like this. Myself and Maria have been working with a couple there in a church. They've been married for 16 years or something. Just no idea at all, We sat with them, we started just talking about general communication skills and being nice to each other, and it was like you were talking about Martians on the moon. They had no idea how to manage a relationship. They've got kids and everything, they just argue all the time. Awful, So my point is, invite people to things. They invite you to something, you might go, you might not. Invite them back and just do a low-key thing that's outreachy and sweet and all the rest of it. And then the principles for building into that inner circle. Do you remember I was on about dragging your acquaintances in, the people who meet at the school gate, okay? What are they looking for? They're looking for you to be authentic. Is that true? Yeah. They want to know that you are who you pretend to be, and you're not on a fishing trip here. So number one, they want you to be authentic, honest. And part of being authentic, and this is something that Christians aren't very good at, okay? Part of being authentic is being vulnerable. So, the guys I hang out with on a Friday, I got an awkward kind of letter 3 or 4 weeks ago from a solicitor about something going back in time. And it upset me, and it was real, okay? And I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this along when we meet, and I'm going to share it with the guys. Only half of them are believers, the other half aren't. And I went along and I said, look, I've got this in the post, what do you think of this? And they read it, and one of them said, I just want to ignore it. Somebody else said, and it was like, they loved it because I was being, currently authentic. I wasn't talking about real things that happened a few years ago, because we were all good at that. I'm talking about something which is a live issue now, and it warms their hearts because it makes them feel like he's Richard and he's sharing his life with me. So if he's sharing his life with me, why shouldn't I share my life with him? Do you know what I mean? So currently, authentic and being like a vulnerable person about that. And then finally, so you invite people along, you give them a nibble, you tell them about the programme, 2 to 1, all the rest of it, okay? And they say, that's really nice. And then they say, well, we've got a few problems in our marriage. Could we come round and speak to you? Hands up if you ever had that. And you think, oh, crikey. Oh, no, I don't really want to do somebody tell me all my problems again. And they come round, and then the tendency when they come round is to immediately dive in with what? It begins with S. Solution. Da, 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 da. Because God has worked in our life, and because we believe in the program, we know the answers, don't we? We know the answers before they present the problem. But the issue is, for the couple or the individual, they need to be heard before being instructed in how to come around it. Because quite often they know the answer anyway. Have you noticed? They just need a good listening to. And in real terms, this couple we're on about, that's all we've done. We've just listened and hinted at things and all the rest of it. And if you come with a solution that's too early, you know what happens, don't you? Doesn't help anybody. So those are my thoughts about kind of reaching out to people who haven't got God in their lives, their marriages are messed up. You know, Jesus talked about being fishermen. You know, if you ask it, I'm going to learn how to fish actually. I've got a kind of acquaintance I'm trying to drag into being a friend who's an experienced fisherman. He's going to take me fishing and show me how to do it. But because there's a craft to it, that's my point. There's a skill to it. You don't just wander out and pick him out of the water. There's a craft to it, and that's what this is all about. There's a craft and a skill and tactics and strategy. And undergirding all of that is that you, me, we are genuinely interested in this person. I genuinely want you as a friend. I genuinely want to travel with you for a period of time